Hi, thank you for joining me today. This is Robin Brooks, Reading with Robin Brooks, and our story today is for the 2nd through 4th grade, and it is Could Be Worse by James Stevenson. Could be worse. At Grandpa's house, things were always the same. Grandpa always had the same thing for breakfast. Every day he read the paper. And he always said the same thing. Could be worse. Grandpa, that awful dog ate this sofa cushion. Could be worse, he said, no matter what. I got a splinter in my finger, Grandpa. Could be worse. My bike has a flat and my sneakers have a hole, and I lost my kite in a tree, Grandpa. And he said, could be worse. One day, Marianne said, how come Grandpa never says anything interesting? I guess it's because nothing interesting happens to him, said Louie. The next morning at breakfast, Grandpa said something different. He said, guess what? Guess what? Last night, when I was asleep, a large bird pulled me out of bed and took me for a long ride. I got stuck inside a snowball, which rolled down the mountain. It finally landed on the desert and began to melt. I walked across the desert. Suddenly, I heard footsteps coming nearer and nearer. What could it be? A moment later, I got squished by a giant something or other. Before I could get up, I heard a strange noise. A great blob of marmalade was coming towards me. Swoosh! It chased me across the desert until I crashed into something tall. It was sort of like an ostrich, but very cross. Oh, he was grouchy. It gave me a big kick. I went up into some clouds. Almost got hit by lightning, and I fell out of the clouds. And I landed in an ocean. I sank down about a mile to the bottom. I saw an enormous goldfish coming at me. I swam away as fast as I could, and I hid under a cup that had air in it. When it was safe, I crawled out. I started to walk, but my foot got stuck in the grip of a giant lobster. I didn't know what to do, but just then a big squid came along and squirted black ink all over the lobster. I escaped and I hitched a ride on a sea turtle that was going to the top for a bit of sunshine. I was fortunate to find a piece of toast floating by, and I rowed to shore, where I discovered a newspaper. I quickly folded it into an airplane. And I flew across the sea. And back home to bed. Now, what do you think of that? They were very surprised at Grandpa. And they said, it could be worse. That was a very cute story. Could Be Worse by Jane Stevenson. I hope you enjoyed that story. And you have a wonderful afternoon.